Why is Shakespeare's King John the worst King of England? He's ambitious, ruthless, and a tyrant, but he's also got a really bad case of the Mondays. King John wants to be the King of France, not England, and he's willing to do whatever it takes to get there, including killing his own nephew and making an unholy alliance with the Pope. But there's a problem. England in the 12th century was a constitutional monarchy, which meant that the king's power was limited by this thing called the Magna Carta, which basically said that the king had to share power with these other nobles. And King John was like, screw that, I'm just gonna kill everyone who opposes me, and so he did. He murdered his nephew, imprisoned his counselors, and made the Archbishop of Canterbury his enemy. But in the end, it didn't work out for him, because while he was busy trying to be the King of France, he got stabbed in the back by one of his own knights. Yikes. To learn more about King John and other royal misfits, stay tuned. A king's ambition. It is the year 1204, and King John of England faces a dilemma. His nobles are rebelling against his rule, and his kingdom is being torn apart by civil war. But John has a plan to save his crown. He will marry a foreign princess, and in doing so create a powerful alliance that will give him the upper hand in the war. But there is a problem. Before the wedding can take place, King John must first win the approval of his nobles, and to do that he needs to convince them that this foreign princess is the right choice for him. As the banners of his knights wave in the courtyard, King John addresses his nobles. He tells them that he has found a bride who is beautiful, intelligent, and most importantly, ambitious. He says that she will be a great asset to the kingdom, and that she is the only one who can help him defeat his enemies. The nobles are skeptical, but they agree to let the king marry her. After all, it is not their place to question the king's choice of bride. And so the wedding plans go forward, and the kingdom prepares for the arrival of the mysterious princess. Will she be able to help King John save his kingdom, or will she cause more problems than she solves? To find out, stay tuned for more updates. Scene 2, Political Intrigue. 0:15 to 0:35. In the shadowy corridors of power, the nobles whisper and scheme. They form plots against the king, each trying to outmaneuver the other. But who can be trusted? Amidst the flickering candlelight, their faces cast in deep shadows, they gather in secret to discuss their next move. The king's enemies are closing in, and he is surrounded by traitors. 0:36 to 0:41. As the camera pans away, we see a single candle flame dancing on the wall, illuminating the text, Betrayal in the shadows. 0:41 to 0:46. Voiceover. Amid loyalty and ambition, betrayal lurks. Rivals seek to exploit the king's decisions. 0:46 to 0:51. Music. Tense. Suspenseful strings with low percussion underscore the scene, heightening the sense of danger and intrigue. Scene 3. Conflicts and wars. As the armies clashed on the open fields, banners fell and the cost of power became clear. John's leadership was being tested like never before. The weight of the crown had never felt so heavy. Was he truly the chosen one, or would his enemies prevail? In the midst of the chaos, John found himself locked in combat with a powerful knight. Their swords met in a shower of sparks. The crowd roared as the two warriors fought to the death. But as the fight raged on, it became clear that John's allies were not holding up their end of the bargain. One by one, they fell to the enemy, leaving John surrounded and outnumbered. Yet he fought on, fueled by a desperate hope that somehow he would find a way to win this war and save his people from destruction. Music. Dramatic orchestral percussion, rising strings. Scene 4. Betrayal revealed. As the king enters, his advisors are lined up, facing him. They have documents and letters in their hands. Advisor 1. Your Majesty. We need to speak. King John. What is it you want? Advisor 2. Why are you so angry? We only wish to help. He throws the papers on the ground, revealing they were love letters from the king's wife to another man. King John. Get out. All of you, leave me alone. They leave, but not before one of them takes a final shot at the king. Advisor 3. You may want to read these. Your Majesty. The king looks down at the letters. Music swells as he realizes the depth of the betrayal. He was not just betrayed by his wife, but by his own advisors as well. Some of them had known about the affair and had been feeding information to the press. Others had taken bribes to keep quiet. The king is furious, but what will he do next? Stay tuned to find out. Scene 5. Resolution 1:15 to 1:35. John sits alone in a chamber. In his hand, he holds the crown of England. He's gazing at a map of his kingdom. All around him are the trappings of royalty, but he's completely alone. In the end, power is fragile. Alliances are fleeting. And what does a king do when he loses his queen? When he loses his best friend and ally, he has no one left to turn to. Even his counselors have abandoned him. They've all gone home for Christmas. Leadership demands both courage and cunning. How will he navigate the treacherous waters of court politics? How will he hold on to the crown when everyone around him wants it? Will he be remembered as a great king or a weakling who lost his kingdom? As the scene fades, we hear the soft, solemn piano playing the theme from earlier, reflecting on the journey that brought him to this moment. The strings swell one last time before fading away. The king is dead. Long live the king. Welcome to my channel. Today we are exploring Runnymede. And in 1216, Runnymede was in the middle of a civil war. The barons had taken young King John hostage in this very castle. They forced him to sign a document that limited his power. But while they were gone for the day, his mother, Queen Isabella, snuck into the castle and stole the charter, saving her son's life and securing his legacy as the most powerful king in England. But there's more to the story. As we delve deeper into this royal rabbit hole, we'll uncover the truth about King John, the real reason he was so hated and the shocking secret that could ruin it all. So join me as we uncover the truth about King John and this epic tale of power, politics, and betrayal. Why is Shakespeare's King John the Worst King of England? He's ambitious, ruthless, and a tyrant, but he's also got a really bad case of the Mondays. King John wants to be the King of France, not England, and he's willing to do whatever it takes to get there, including killing his own nephew and making an unholy alliance with the Pope. But there's a problem. England in the 12th century was a constitutional monarchy, which meant that the king's power was limited by this thing called the Magna Carta, which basically said that the king had to share power with these other nobles. And King John was like, screw that, I'm just gonna kill everyone who opposes me. And so he did. He murdered his nephew, imprisoned his counselors, and made the Archbishop of Canterbury his enemy. But in the end, it didn't work out for him, because while he was busy trying to be the King of France, he got stabbed in the back by one of his own knights. Yikes. To learn more about King John and other royal misfits, stay tuned.